Do it in your way, so we cheated. I am a uni nursing student. And on top of our own profession's education, we also have to take compulsory language classes. Chinese and English. The tutors teaching these classes were not from our own department, but from the language departments. And boy, the Chinese tutor was awful AF. His teaching was nowhere near good. But the worst part is with the assignments and tests, where he would give us the work, offering very vague and limiting instructions that didn't help much. When we tried to ask him to be more specific and give clearer instruction, or to give marking rubrics, he never gave straight answers and just tried to dodge it. But after the work was done and he would nitpick every little things and would grade us really low. We were all very frustrated about it, but had no way to resolve this. One day the teacher said that we had to take a quiz on translating classical Chinese to modern Chinese, which I don't know what good it does to our profession. But okay, since we had learnt that in our prior education in high school anyway. So not a big deal. Before, when we learnt it in high school, we were taught to translate it word to word and very literally for the sake of tests and exams. But it was never the only way to translate, as you can also interpret according to the meaning, rather than to the words, which both ways work. Anyway, we asked the tutor what would he expect, and he again dodged it and only replied, "Just do it in your way and it will be okay." And so we did, in our own ways, and some in a MC way. A few days after the quiz took place, we were all informed by our department's head that we had a cheating issue within our class, and stating that academic integrity is held highly and they have no tolerance toward such things. Turns out that the tutor accused half of our classmates, around 50-ish people, as cheating because their works were similar. And all the suspected students were sent to see the department's head for explanations and discuss on disciplinary actions. Two of my best friends were also sent the way, and I was able to hear this hilariously idiotic story. So the tutor accused several students of cheating because their answers look similar. And the students were confused, because the quiz was not that complicated. And what on earth was he expecting out of a simple translation of a small paragraph? Surely there would be a lot of similar usage of wordings here and there. The head was not satisfied with the reason, and went on saying that if they had not copied each other, they must have copied it somewhere else on the internet. It was COVID time and we did the quiz on Zoom. Some of the students yay. We certainly did some research on the internet, because we were not told not to, which they were completely right, because the tutor never said you are not allowed to. And according to the tutor's instruction, they could absolutely do it since it is their way. The head was still not satisfied and said that the students should have put in citations in references if they have done any research online. However, the students defended themselves to have done their research with a dictionary, some with multiple different dictionaries, and that is why their wordings were similar. How and why would you cite so many different dictionaries on a simple paragraph translation? Us students had never been asked such stupid things, and clearly the department head had no actual idea on what was going on. She was just listening to the tutor's side of the story, while refusing to believe that the students had not cheated. This argument went back and forth between 50-ish students and the department head for hours, until another department head, a cool guy, decided to intervene and told the students to go home, as he understood, and he would try his best to explain the situation to the other department head. Later, as we heard, it was actually not the first time that the cheating scenario had happened. The exact same tutor had made similar accusation toward the previous batch of students on the exact same quiz as well. Somehow it didn't cross his mind that it was his problem and maybe he should just change the quiz. format once and for all, as the tutor received all the backlashes from the false cheating accusation. He was trying to cover his ass and announced that cheatings were interfering with the gradings. And so the quiz result was voided. Now everyone needs to take the new test that didn't involve translating. This pissed everyone off. And the students not being accused were angry too at their time being wasted. Since none of this would have happened if the tutor had used the new test instead of that buggy translation quiz, and he was trying to shift the blame to the students. In the end, he mellowed down and suggested the involved students to take the test in order to redetermine their grades while others could take the test on their free will. He never brought up the term cheating again. At the end of term, the language department asked me to do a survey on the teaching quality, and I gladly obliged, giving the worst possible score and commenting on how bad the teaching was. Would this be like asking a class to name a U.S. state and then getting mad that most chose California? In his defense, you don't need to tell students not to use the internet on every single assignment. That's why they put academic dishonesty things in the syllabus, so it's assumed for everything. That said, of course people are going to use a dictionary or two on a translation assignment. How dumb is that tutor? I don't know. This story vaguely reminds me of others I've read in this sub. You must have cheated. I had a similar thing happen with a Chinese teacher who taught calculus. He told us the first day we were allowed to use calculators, and then the math website we did our homework on was buggy AF. You could type in the right answer and still be wrong. His English was barely understandable. Math is already hard enough. I couldn't take that and his bad English, so I dropped the class, and thankful I did. He ended up accusing the whole class of cheating at some point. Was the Chinese tutor Chinese himself? I'd put together a 12-page paper of citations.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.